Hey, welcome back to ICP. Today we're going to be discussing density. What you will learn is how to calculate volume of a box-like object, how to calculate volume of a cylinder-like object, and how to calculate density on top of that. First of all, density. Alright, mass equals density times volume. And here's an equation, m equals d times v. Our units for density are going to be grams over centimeters cubed. But what I want you to know is that density can have any units as long as they are mass over volume. We could have kilograms over liters. We could have centigrams over millimeters cubed. We could have kilograms over cubic meters. So there's lots of different ones, but the ones we're going to use most often here are grams over centimeters cubed. And we'll get that because when you divide by the volume over here, when you divide by the volume, you get mass over volume. Well, mass in this case is the grams, and the volume, which would be on the bottom, is the centimeters cubed. Okay, we have two equations. Box-like objects, to find the volume, we're simply going to take the length times the width times the height to find the volume. And for cylinder objects, we're going to take pi r squared times the height. I'm going to go ahead and add that to that. That's the volume there. The other thing then is liquid is measured in milliliters. So if we're doing something that involves measuring something in a liquid, we measure its volume in milliliters. Quite often your perfumes or your drinks are measured in milliliters. Okay, we want you to find the density. Here's our first example. We got an 8 by 11 by 9 centimeter. It's a box-like object, so I'm simply going to take it and I'm going to find the volume by taking length times width times height. Okay, our answer is 792, and it's centimeters cubed, because it's centimeters times centimeters times centimeters. There's three of them, so it's centimeters cubed. Just like in algebra, if it was 8x times 11x times 9x, you'd say it's 792x cubed. We say 792 centimeters cubed. Now to find that density, I plug it into my equation. Mass equals density times volume. The mass is 10. I want to find the density. The volume is 792. Divide by 792, and the density equals 0.01. I'm going to round it off, and the mass was 10 kilograms divided by a volume of centimeters cubed. So in this case I had 0.01 kilograms over centimeters cubed. Okay, for our next example, and I've went ahead and erased all of our extraneous stuff here. For a cylinder, I have pi, which is 3.14, times the radius squared. Well, the radius is half the diameter, so if it's 1.6 centimeters, then it's 0.8 centimeters is the radius, and I take that times the height. Our volume turns out to be 10.05 centimeters cubed again, and I can plug that into my equation. Mass equals density times volume. The mass is 200 grams. The density is what I want to find. The volume is 10.05. Divide by 10.05. And in this case, we get a density that's equal to 19.9 grams per cubic centimeter. One of the things I want to point out is make sure you're squaring the radius. When I did my calculator, I had to type in 0.8 times 0.8. I had to make sure I put this in here twice. It's not times 2, it's 3.14 times 0.8 times 0.8 times 5. Well, heck, that slipped out. That wasn't supposed to be there. I apologize. That was literally a slip at that point. I want you to go ahead and do these two examples. Again, the top one, I'm going to give you a little hint here with this. Again, it's a box-like object. I'm telling you right now, that's the volume. I'm giving you the equation for density. Down here at the bottom, alright, we have a cylinder. Alright, volume equals pi times the radius squared times the height. Again, you're going to use the equation for density. So you got two things. First, you got to find the volume. Second thing you got to do is find the density. Hey, I'll catch you guys on the flip side.